Ever wondered what secrets the Giza pyramids are still hiding for centuries? We've thought of them as just magnificent tombs for pharaohs. But recent discoveries are challenging everything we thought we knew. Scientists, using advanced scanning technology, have found something incredible: mysterious voids and hidden corridors deep within the pyramids. One of the most recent findings is in the Pyramid of Menkaure. Scans revealed to air-filled voids behind polished granite, hinting at a possible secret entrance. This isn't just an isolated case. Similar scans across the Giza plateau suggest a massive, unexplored network of chambers and tunnels lying right beneath our feet. This raises a huge question. If they weren't just tombs, what else could they be? Some theories propose they were ancient power plants, repositories of lost knowledge. Joe Rogan, comedian Andrew Schultz, and expert Ben Van Kerkwijk discuss hidden tech in pyramids, like the Giza power plant theory, suggesting electrical or engineering functions over pure burial on a recent podcast.
I think they were a functional device. What that is, I don't know. There's lots of theories out there. A guy named Chris Dunn,
comedian
a good friend of mine, a very good author, engineer. He really has moved this whole
the Giza power plant
field forward in a lot of ways when it comes to ancient precision and technology. He has a theory that it's like the Giza power plant. It does explain, his theory does explain all of the elements of the pyramid. He used it to correctly predict what was behind Gatenbrink's door, which is one of those little things in one of the shafts in the Great Pyramid.
Can you explain this to us?
Yeah, so there's really weird aspects to the Great Pyramid.
These are not functional, by the way.
These are your bracelets?
Yeah.
You like clang them together?
Yeah. Oh,
Dynastic Egyptians, not that functional.
Exactly. Dynastic Egyptians did not get it, dude.
Yeah.
The ancient Civ ones
looks great, though.
Some strange features in there, right?
You've got, they were ancient
so we're
power
inside
plants,
the Great Pyramid.
So you go in, there's three chambers, right? There's a subterranean chamber that's down way below it in the bedrock with a shaft that goes through the pyramid.
Can we access that?
Like the Giza power plant theory,
I don't know if I went down.
suggesting electrical or engineering
you do like a
functions
special permission.
over
Every time we
a
rent it out for
recent
2 hours, they
podcast.
open it up for us.
Oh, wow.
We go in there. So if you go in on a tourist ticket, you can go into like the Grand Gallery and up into the King's Chamber.
Yeah,
that's where most people go.
Yeah.
There's also a chamber below that called the Queen's Chamber. Now, both the so-called King and Queen's Chamber have these shafts, right? So there's the ones in the King's Chamber go to the outside. We know this because at some point, you know, some of these crazy British guys were rolling cannonballs down them, and they ended up in the King's Chamber. Like, that connects.
Oh wow!
So
they just found cannonballs in the tomb, and they were like,
well, they were just like, there's an opening. We think it might be on the shaft. Let's find out. They're probably damaged. I mean, there's rods. There's explorations of these shafts. There's like big, long steel rods that have tried to probe them with. But the ones in the Queen's Chamber are more interesting because they don't go to the outside. They terminate somewhere inside the structure. Now, this is like a 4 to 6 inch square shaft, right?
Wait.
It's
4 to 6 inch.
It's this big. It's how the hell do you make it? It has to be made when you're building the structure. Like it has to be planned. We don't know where they go, but we sent robots down them, and it turns out they go to what looks like a little door. There's a little door at the end. It's a limestone plug, and it looks like it's got, if you go to like Gatenbrink's door, maybe there's pictures of it there, I don't know, but
maybe this?
yeah, that's it there. Well, that's after they drilled through it.
Or evidence for a lost Ice Age civilization. Author Graham Hancock discusses evidence for a lost Ice Age civilization and pyramids' potential non-burial roles tied to his Netflix series Ancient Apocalypse.
The Sphinx and maybe some aspects of the pyramid were much earlier. Yes. And why that's important is, in that case, it would be evidence of some transfer of technology.
Yes.
From a much older civilization. Yeah. The idea is that during the Younger Dryas, most of that civilization was either destroyed or damaged, and they desperately scattered across the globe.
Seeking refuge.
And telling stories of maybe, one, the importance of the stars, their knowledge about the stars, and their knowledge about building and knowledge about navigation.
That's roughly the idea. So it's interesting that the ancient Egyptians have a notion of an epoch that they call Zeptepi, which is the first time. It means the first time. This is when the gods walked the earth. This is when 7 sages brought wisdom to ancient Egypt. And that is seen as the origin of ancient Egyptian civilization. There are king lists by the ancient Egyptians themselves. There are king lists that go back way beyond the first dynasty, go back 30,000 years into the past in ancient Egypt. considered to be entirely mythical by Egyptologists, but nevertheless, it's interesting that there's that reference to remote time. Now, what you also have in Egypt are what might almost be described as secret societies. The followers of Horus are one of those, specifically tasked with bringing forward the knowledge from the first time into later periods. The souls of Pe and Necht.
The more we look, the less we seem to understand. The truth is buried deeper than we think. What do you believe? Let me know in the comments below.